Hey everyone, it's Melody here. You probably, or maybe you know me as the host of the Author Nation videos or the interview series or the podcast. And I'm the person behind the write-ins and the resources and the Facebook group and all the things that bring the community of Author Nation together. And I'm a book coach and a developmental editor. But what you probably don't know is that despite championing authors, I have a habit of writing books and then hiding them away where no one can read them, which is fine, I suppose, if your hobby is to write books that no one will ever read. But if you want to be a published author, and I do, that's not a strategy that works. Trust me, I've been trying it for years. So I'm going to publish a book by the end of July, this year by the end of July. So I'm going to take one of my unfinished manuscripts and I'm going to be here every week, Monday, live talking about my journey. And this is how I'm going to keep myself accountable, by being on here and talking about what's going well, what's not going well, and whatnot. So I guess the first thing that's important to know is that one of the reasons that I haven't published a book, because in my messed up brain, for some reason, because I help other people bring their books to fruition, and I help people write books that, really make a difference in their lives and other people's lives. Somehow I have it in my head that if I publish a book and it doesn't immediately win, the Nobel Prize for literature, then obviously I failed, right? And by extension, I'm not good enough to be doing the work I'm doing, which is crazy, right? I'm a book coach. I'm an editor. I know that not every book is going to win the Nobel Prize of Literature, and I actually don't believe that that's not even a goal of mine. So why am I held back by this? It's crazy. And so are there areas in your life where you feel this way, where you feel like you have to live by some impossible standard or some impossible perfection, or you should just be paralyzed and do nothing? And I'm not like this in all areas of my life. This is just the one area where I'm like this. So for example, earlier today, somebody said to me, "Oh, do you remember back in 2019, you did that solo show based on your memoir way back in 2019, but the book isn't here yet." And it's true. In 2019, I found a director. She helped me produce the show, and together, I wrote the show. I had two people do the dramaturge. It's kind of like an editor for scripts. She directed it. We co-produced it. We found a theater. We marketed it. We did 10 shows in front of strangers. If I can do that, why can't I write the damn book? I guess I just didn't feel like I needed the same level of perfection as a performer, since it's not something I do every single day. And I love to go out and tell stories. I love being on stage and I love oral storytelling, but I don't measure myself. I don't have that same standard for that as I do for my writing. Like, it's okay to be human as a performer, but it's not okay to be human as a writer. That doesn't make sense. And so, and it's funny because when I interview people, I interview someone every Thursday. I interview an author or an expert in publishing or writing. And sometimes they're nervous. And I say, hey, you're human and human is beautiful. So be human. Everyone wants you to be human. In fact, you know what? If you're perfect, you're kind of suspicious, right? Like, do you ever wonder, is he really a robot? Does his house actually look like that when the camera's off? Right? Do you ever wonder, people come across as like so perfect, you kind of think that somehow that can't be right. It's unreal. It's unnatural. Can people be that happy all the time and do perfect work all the time? And the answer is no. So starting today, this journey, this is about creating a non-perfect book, one that is good enough to be published. And to do that, I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to ask for help, and I'm going to talk about my fears, and I'm going to show my progress, and I'm going to give sneak peeks of the book itself. And I'm going to do that here every Monday around 4 p.m. I will keep track of my progress every day. I'm going to do something every day, except maybe Sundays, or maybe one day a week I'll take a break, because that's also healthy. And once a week on Mondays, I will vlog about whatever came up that week. It might turn into a blog as well. We'll see, because maybe it'll help somebody else too. I hope so. So the two outcomes I want from this is, in the next 6 months, I want a book in the world published, so people who might want to read it can actually read it. And it stops living in my computer or living in my head. And the second thing I want, talking about imperfect, is a resource for other people who are creative. And maybe they're really good at being creative in some areas of their life. And maybe in other areas of life, they are afraid to show their work, like I am. People whose fear gets in their way. So if you want to follow along the journey, I'll be here every Monday at approximately 4 p.m. And so this is what I'm going to do this week. This week, because I'm starting from a draft, I'm not starting by writing the first words. I actually have a living draft that I'm working with. My first thing this week is I'm going to edit the first 3 chapters. There are 20 chapters. I'm going to edit the first 3 chapters. I really want to get the book into a position where I can give it to beta readers and ask them what they think. And so this edit isn't about perfection. It's about getting it to a point where I'm ready to get feedback from readers. So if you want to be a beta reader, let me know. I am looking for beta readers. It's autofiction, so it's memoir, but it's not memoir. It's like a memoir. Autofiction is essentially a memoir that someone has changed to protect, the innocent, let's say, in my case. And so it's no longer true enough to be called memoir, but it's certainly based on my life. So that's what this is. So this week, the first thing, I'm going to edit 3 chapters, 3 out of 20 chapters. The second thing, I'm going to figure out, I'm going to give myself a deadline for when this draft should be done and when I can get it to beta readers, because then I can start say it's going to be, I don't know, February 24th, for example. Then I can now start looking for beta readers saying, hey, I have a book coming out on February 24th, a book coming out. No, I have a manuscript coming out on the 24th, and I'm looking for beta readers who's interested. So there we go. The other thing I think I want to do this week is draft a promotion plan. This is not detailed promotion plan every day, but just kind of how might one promote a memoir, right? Just doing that now, that might seem strange, but doing it now means that promotion isn't going to be an afterthought. It's oh, I got a book in the world. I guess I should tell someone. And just kind of a sense of what that might look like for me, what my comfort level is in that. And I'm going to really try to push my comfort level in this as well. And I'm going to announce to the world that I'm writing this book. Where? Here. I just did it. And on social media and in the writing communities I'm in. So I guess that's it for now. Video number 1 done. I'll be back next Monday with the second episode. And I'm calling this Confessions of a Book Coach, because I'm a book coach. And here I am confessing that I need to get that book out. All right. I hope everyone's having an awesome week, and I will see you next Monday around 4-ish Pacific time to tell you where I'm at. All right. Have a great week.